This is Mr. Impact Wrestling himself, Moose, and you're listening to the Irish Whip.
Hookers? Hookers and Coke?
Hookers and Coke, man.
You're the only pro wrestler I know that wants to do this shit in the morning.
Yeti, you're a f***ing moron.
Put it this way, I think Sami Callihan might as well just change his name to Invader
I
1.
want to know why. Like, he can dodge any question. Like, I'll tell anyone that. You can tell me but I'm going to ask specific questions.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
WrestlingNewsSource.com. For all the rest of you yahoos who are out there dilly-dillying, you little wankers, we're actually receiving real wrestling news.
This is
Brett screwed Brett.
Who are you to doubt El Dandy? Because this guy's a serious professional.
Brett screwed Brett.
Hold 2! Arm bar!
Hey, get a nice shot of the brand new Mr. and Mrs. Hunter Hearst Helmsley.
I hate you. I hate you. I hate your hat. I hate your t-shirts. I hate your wristbands. I hate your shoes. I hate your music. I hate the C Nation. I hate everything that you stand for.
Sodas rule. Yeah, they do.
Guys, we're going to start up XFLXtreme. We're going to talk Canadian Football League. We're going to talk XFL. I think there was a little bit of XFL news, right? Didn't The Rock suck it?
Are you ready to make the switch, my friend?
Yeah.
I'm so ready. I don't know, man. I'm sitting here. I've had the Alphas and Aviators are on right now. So it's Spring League on television.
We're like a team here. Did you see what I just did for you?
What?
I took off the Amy Crimson interview. I figured out how to do it. I'm proud of myself for figuring out how to do it.
You are the best.
It would have been horrible if I screwed it up and I took everything else off. Guys, hang in with us. This is the sort of our podcast switch over. This is if you're downloading us, this is a separate podcast, XFL Extreme. If you're listening live, it's just going to be one continuous deal. So
it's the fun part. It's what we do.
This is where the wheel gets spun tonight. Ooh.
We basically separate this out, and we get an opportunity because we teamed up with XFL Newsroom, CFL Newsroom, every football league newsroom that could possibly really exist right now.
Yeah, Full Press Coverage is going to be airing it. The Wrestling News Source will be airing it. It's we kind of walked into a whole whirlwind, but we were actually posted on CFL's website this week.
What's that?
We were actually posted this week on CFL's website.
Yeah, we were
on the Les Maruo interview.
Winnipeg Blue Bombers interview with Les Maruo. It was actually it was on there. It was featured on there.
We got sued before our first episode, and then our first episode got put on the league's website, basically on the.
Yeah, I mean it was cool. I don't know if you can see that, JP, but this is the Discord from the one that you got
newsroom.
Yeah, the one you got away from, right?
So I had to. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it's busy, man. I'm telling you guys, like this is. If you guys,
it was great.
Do you see how much I'm scrolling right now, JP? This is only all the way up till May 3rd, and I continue to go.
We couldn't figure out the logistics of it, but we were invited to the CFL. They had their press conference right after their draft this week, and we just couldn't figure out the logistics of it. Unfortunately, we weren't able to attend. But
yeah,
we will be a part of those in the future.
Cat out of the bag. I'm going to grab my phone right now. Actually, you're basically watching the XFL on Fox Sports 1 right now is really what you're watching. Everything that the XFL had done or did production-wise is basically the Spring League right now. Everything that I'm seeing right now, interviews on the sidelines, headphones. I haven't had a chance because
the hardest part of the CFL to get used to for me is going to be the 250-yard lines and the extra deep end zone.
Yeah, well, People, let me ask you. So when we're talking about the merger, CFL XFL, I don't think it's not. I mean, it's not going to happen until next year. I really feel like the spring league and the NFL and the CFL are kind of tests things right now. The Rock's busy as busy can be with other stuff that he has going on. And
happy birthday, Rock!
Yeah, happy birthday, Rock. I don't know. I'm just super excited. There's other football on besides the NFL because it drives me nuts. It really does. Hey,
Patriots. You love
Tina Weber. Bobby D says hi. Hi guys. Hi Bobby D.
What's up, Bobby D?
I'm
Where's Bobby D?
He's I think he's at is there hockey tonight? Hockey game tonight?
Oh, there probably is. If there's a Bruins game, that's where he's at.
Okay, so we went through some of this, JP. I'm gonna read some comments through here and some how people feel about the CFL XFL type stuff. Okay. This is from Aragar, right? So I'm putting this up there. It says the fact that we continue to talk about such a short-lived league at all is mind-boggling. Face it, McMahon is gone. Oliver Luck is gone. They were the ingredients that made the league great in the first place. With them gone, the XFL is nothing. Do you believe that?
Do you buy that? Oliver Luck was part of it for 3 games.
How many?
Like 3 or 4 games. How many games did they have that season?
I don't know. No, it wasn't enough.
Right. So, no, I don't think that's... I think The Rock has more of a love for football than Vince McMahon does.
Do you... there's been a common theme of how much he paid for the league. How much? $15 million. That's nothing. Like, how is he going to start up the league with this? It all comes down to money, right?
Yeah, they basically... And The Rock has money.
A lot of it, right?
Yeah, so does Vince, but, how much of Vince's own money was... I mean, Vince put up money, but I don't think he would have continued to put up money you know what I mean, as needed. I think The Rock would, because he has faith in what it's going to do. It's
Alpha 7 Aviators 0 right now. Aviators are driving down. This is some good football, JP. This is some decent football. I can get behind this.
And this is the spring league?
Yeah, this is the spring league. Andrew Jamil, one of the wide receivers for the Sea Lions, had agreed to come on the show, and then he ended up going and trying out, making the team. So we're literally waiting and clearing some stuff between FS1 and it's the same thing that we do. We find these guys, we like them, we book them, and then we end up,
pissing someone off.
Yeah, we end up pissing somebody off because we do something
some little minuscule person who has nothing to do with anything.
Yeah, it happens.
Wait, sorry, I was talking about wrestling again.
Oh, yeah, just Ross Foreman, sorry. Jake says, I think you're confusing realistic with pessimistic. How many times do I have to remind this server, so he's talking to the Discord, that there's stuff going on in the background, but they can't announce it due to the really interesting thing called a non-disclosure agreement. They could very well have the CFO or the chief football officer picked, but because of a non-disclosure agreement, they can't announce that. How much do you feel...
Hold on. Does he really think the CFO stands for Chief Football Officer?
Well, Chief Finance. You know what I mean. It's financial officer. I think it's a play on words.
Okay.
No, I don't think that. I think it's just a play on words.
Okay.
I was
just about to dismiss this whole thing.
No, it's.
But he's right. He is right, and there's things we don't know, and there's things that we shouldn't know.
Do you know how many teams are in this? I'm not doing this. Do you know? Because I didn't for the first time in a long time. How many teams are actually in the CFL?
Let me see. Hang on 1 second.
I mean, how many would you guesstimate?
12.
Saskatchewan, Edmonton, BC, Hamilton, Winnipeg, Calgary, Toronto, Montreal, Ottawa Red Blacks, right? And then I think, did I leave one out? Or is that it? I think that's it, dude. So when people are listening to this XFLXtreme and they're trying to figure out a CFL XFL merger and how this makes sense and so many teams, there's not a whole lot of teams. I brought up the fact that this spring league is playing and the XFL is not.
Yeah, but the spring league doesn't sell as many tickets as the XFL will play.
Do you think they'll play this year?
Yes.
When?
The XFL will
Or do you think they're going to wait until?
No, they're going to go 2022. You're right.
That we have to, right?
Everybody think so. There's a lot that goes into it.
Well, everybody keeps wanting them to start now and play now, but it's literally at XFL 2022, right? Not XFL 2021. It's XFL 2022. So that's when the startup is. We're not looking at this as an NFL season. This is an XFL season, which starts in the off season of the NFL.
So I have the teams, and you're right. So on the West, there's BC Lions, Calgary Stampedes, Edmonton football team, which now we know where Washington stole the idea from. The Saskatchewan Rough Riders, Winnipeg Blue Bombers, our favorite team right now, right?
Do you know why Edmonton has changed?
No. Was it offensive?
They were called the Edmonton Eskimos, which is a derogatory term now to...
What?
Yes.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is, JP.
No.
Yeah, it's... I think the proper term is Inuit now, I believe. So,
and then on the East, you got the Hamilton Tiger Cats, the Toronto Argonauts, the Ottawa Red Blacks, and the Montreal Alouettes.
So not only do you have the extra field goals on the goal line, not behind the goal line, right? Right. And then you have an extra 5 yards in the end zone. So, we talked about this as far as an XFL and CFL merger, even if it does happen. Like the AFL NFL merger took 4 years.
Yeah,
you don't think it takes that long, do you?
No. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen. But didn't The Rock just come out and say it's not happening?
With what?
The merger?
No, I think they're talking. He hasn't come out and said that it's not happening. Out all and say, no, the merger's off.
See, I thought he had.
We wouldn't be.
But I'm excited for the XFL.
The reason I'm excited for the XFL again is it gives guys a chance that wouldn't have necessarily have matured as quickly as other players did or do. Plus the program, man, the NFL has a lot to do with where you go. When you're at the top, when you're getting like 5 or 6 of the top 30 draft picks coming from Alabama, it's a program. It's a mini. It's college football is a feeder program to the NFL, right?
You know who was great up in Canada football and the CFL?
Who?
Doug Flutie.
Yeah, so was Dave Dickinson, quarterback.
Hail Mary.
Yeah, that's all. That's all you can. Do you remember what team he played for?
I don't.
Was it Toronto Argonauts?
I know he went up there and he has like every record.
How about Raghib Ismail? Do you remember where he went to when he got drafted? Do you remember that CFL stuff? Do you remember?
No.
Do you not? You don't remember Raghib Ismail and him getting? Wasn't that CFL? There we go.
So last night, can I plug another podcast?
Yes, please do.
So last night I was listening to 80 Proof, and they were talking a little bit of football, right?
Yes.
And 80 Proof is J-Bomb from Talking Mania.
Is this the Deion Saunders conversation?
And Chris Rucker from the Chris Rucker Show and from Boot to the Face. And J-Bomb was like, "What about that Deion Saunders?"
It's his accent. That's all.
No. He straight up added a U into the name. And Because he said it right after when someone corrected him. He's like, "What's it? Oh, it's Sanders." Yeah, I knew that.
He played it off like he knew it. He did okay.
Yeah, no, he had no idea. It was funny. Whatever. Like, football's not his thing. Baseball's not his thing.
It's not.
Laurie, hello, by the way. You guys are awesome. I love that you and Tina are here, and Bobby D's checking in after his trek from Boston.
Alpha 7 Aviators.
In my old neck of the woods, probably hanging out in Southie, was he?
I don't know, man. You're a Patriots fan. There's a lot of Patriots playing in the spring league this year. Former Patriots. Really? There's a lot of former Patriots playing everywhere, though.
Yeah, because they're the best.
At what? Cheating?
No, they didn't cheat. Jesus Christ.
I'm going to keep saying it. Blues versus Sea Lions tomorrow night, 9:30 Eastern. So the Sea Lions is where it's at. That's where you see Andrew Jamil and the boys probably light it up tomorrow. I don't know much about anybody else. He's just one of the kids. When this started up, I was like, yep. And that's because of a YouTube video I saw of him running the routes that he was running, the catches that he was catching, and what he was doing. He's basically he's the kid I'm watching. There's a couple defensive backs that I'm watching too. But the reason I'm watching him is he's Wes Welker, and that's why I bring it up. And I think a lot of this episode is going to be about those guys that are in the spring league that I really think can make an addition to when the injuries start to happen in the NFL.
People bust my balls for when I became a football fan, a Patriots fan in particular, because of the time frame. It was the year I started watching was Brady's first year.
Who gives a shit? You're from Boston. It doesn't matter. You're entitled
to have... The reason I started watching had nothing to do with Tom Brady. I watched from game one. The reason I watched was because I saw a player that caught my mind. And Teddy Bruschi to this day is my favorite all-time NFL player.
Have you
followed by Brady. But you know who my number 3 is?
Who?
This one will blow your socks off. It'll blow your fucking mind. Ricky Williams.
That's your number 3? That's your favorite football Patriot ever?
Ricky Williams wasn't even a Patriot. He played down in Miami.
Okay, well, that's why I was confused. That's why I wanted to clarify. I was like,
but I figured that would blow your mind because it wasn't a Patriot.
Yeah.
But I loved watching Ricky Williams run the ball because he didn't do all this fancy footwork stuff. He damn put his helmet down and tried to run through you.
Do you think he was the last best running back?
No, I don't think he was the last of the greats.
Think about who we got to grow up watching. We got to watch Walter Payton and Barry Sanders.
Junior Seau's a top 5 for me too, and from before he was on the Patriots when he played for Miami. Junior Seau. He was a top 5 for me too.
Yeah.
But Ricky Williams, him and Teddy Bruschi actually collided helmet to helmet.
Stuck.
And it broke. They had to shred the helmets apart. Teddy Bruschi still has the Miami helmet torn in two.
Because they were stuck, huh?
Yeah.
I guess that's why I asked that question, because the Steelers drafted who they drafted, and I think they did a good job. I read comparisons today where the running back and tight end that they took, kid from Alabama and the kid from Penn State, are a lot like Le'Veon Bell and Heath Miller. So I'm happy with where the Steelers are at. I try not to curse because I'm trying to be better about all this, but I don't like Roethlisberger at quarterback, and I don't like the coach. I don't like what he has brought to the team as a culture with wide receivers and defensive backs particularly. And I tolerate that because they win, just like every other Steelers fan does. Wait till we start losing and this shit happens. Like, that Steelers Nation is going to blow their shit.
I like the Patriots where they're at this year. The draft picks for the Patriots, they don't matter too much because, honestly, Belichick doesn't draft good. He never has.
No, he doesn't. But he picks up. He makes talent out of what he has.
If you look up how he drafted Brady, at 199, he got a call from another coach. I think it was Parcells. I think Bill Parcells called him up and said, "Draft this kid." Because Brady was sight unseen, but Parcells had seen him in practice, I believe. for the college because Brady never took a snap at college.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how he got drafted at 199.
So right now on the screen, JP, I've got the spring league. Like I have this chat up, and there's people commenting as the game goes along right now.
Oh, okay.
This is how intense. Like, and these are guys that are in with the league. They're in with these players. They're updates. So this is fun for us. These are the football nerds of pro wrestling. That's basically what I compare it to. It's like they're breaking news on the spring league and kids that are getting that second chance. Elvis says boo Steelers. Like this, can we? Elvis, I think he's a Ravens fan. He's probably that doesn't make sense.
I'm with you, Elvis. I actually like this. The thing is, I like football.
I love football. I love the game of football.
I have a favorite team. It's the New England Patriots. I will watch all football, but I don't have a second favorite team.
I won't watch all football. If I
won't sit down on a Sunday and watch every game.
I will have football on per se, but I won't. Elvis, that explains it. He's a Raiders and a Packers fan, of course. Two teams. You can't have two teams. Actually, you can. Elvis. You can do whatever you want. I'm just giving you a hard time. Raiders are. Bo Jackson was always great for me, and
yes,
the Packers. Being able to watch Brett Favre do what he did with those 3 back-to-back MVPs, that was pretty cool. So, I don't know, man. I was a Steelers fan for a long time as a kid. I went through some shitty years, some Mark Malones, some Maddoxes, some struggle with Cordell Stewart. That Super Bowl with Dallas was horrible. So the reason I'm pissed, man, and I'm going to say this over and over again, is that playoff game last year when the snap goes, it's over Roethlisberger's head. He runs back and he just looks at the ball. He doesn't try to cover it. He doesn't try to do it. And I'm not saying that lost the game. I'm just saying that sets the tone for your entire team if they're looking to you as a leader. So I'm bitter.
One of my friends' sons just got a
4-year
scholarship to Oklahoma State to play defensive end.
Really?
Yeah, a full ride.
There were Chuba just went in the draft to a Canadian team, but I think he's also wearing the Panthers blue and black. So there's some Canadian. Did you know, JP, that CFL 100% Canadian?
Yes.
So,
yeah, the CFL draft. So that's different than the global draft.
Yes. So CFL is 100% Canadian, and global is just basically anybody outside of that, and not on an NFL board.
Right.
But they still get drafted. There's a kid out of Delaware that they call Captain Canada. That is a linebacker that's going to be on the show here soon. He's playing his grad years at the University of Delaware, I think, this year. Block special teams kick right there. That's awesome.
I'll talk to Takeem, the kid who signed for Oklahoma State. I don't want to get him in any trouble yet, though, because he is just starting.
Oh yeah, we don't.
He'll be on as a freshman in September.
Well, the thing is,
but this is a kid who he was screwing up. He was getting in trouble, not serious stuff, but little bits here and there. And one of the coaches grabbed him and said, "Hey, if you take this serious, let's see where it goes." And that's all he does in football now. It literally changed his life. I'd say from the outside looking in. And that's, if you want to know who it is, it's Takeem Thomas. If you want to keep an eye on him, defensive end going into Oklahoma State. So I know JR's going to be loving him.
Exactly right. I can't. I'm not an Oklahoma fan. I'm a Nebraska fan, so that's just how it works for me.
I don't do college football.
I used to,
but I did tell my. I'm going to tell him when he's playing for the Patriots, I expect tickets. Because you got to figure, if you're going to a school like that is a football school, and you're going for football on a ride, you're going to play somewhere after school. Then now, the NFL is not the only option. So he could try out in the global draft for the XFL, for the CFL. The XFL is going to be there at that point. And there's going to be money to be made.
I don't know if you can see the picture that I have right there, JP, but that picture right there somebody posted is The Rock walking during a workout. See his belt?
What's it? Oh, the XFL?
Yeah. So working on his birthday with the XFL belt. It's pretty cool.
Listen, I mean, you forget, he played for the Hurricanes, so.
He did, and he was up with, if you watch anything on The Rock, he tried to go up to the CFL, but he just knew that he didn't want to do it. That's tough, man. That's a tough league. You're not making a lot of money. You're really doing this because you love football. You're passionate about it. You're not getting paid a whole lot of money. Really, you're not. It's nowhere near NFL money. It's not even close. So yeah, it's a dedication, and you can't have a league start up right now. I really think that we're going to have the barometer is going to be set by the spring league that's right now in 2 locations. Of course, running without fans, but they're running, right? And seeing with sponsors and growth what they're going to make financially, right? You've got Fox Sports behind it, which is you got FS1 behind it, which is really you're getting production value of WWE. Maybe not as many cameras and as much pre and post, but the cameras, everything else is the exact same. It's all there. Did we spin the wheel last time, JP, for the fig?
Is there a fig or a T-shirt?
Well, we didn't. When you did our last podcast, I don't think we spun.
I think we did. No, we spun for a shirt.
No, well, I'm talking more like the pro wrestling podcast. I don't think we spun.
Yeah, we did not. I didn't know there was a. I didn't see a post for that.
It's all good. We'll spin it later.
We'll make a good one next week.
Yeah. You got the wheel up for the T-shirt, right?
Yes.
That's a cool T-shirt, huh?
I want that T-shirt. The snake charmer.
Yeah, just so you know, so the whole the figure stuff that we do in the spins, this is totally separate from that. So if we win this, I'm keeping this. I'm keeping the shirt. I'll buy this shirt and I'll wear it for me, and I'll say, "Yep, I won this on my own podcast."
And our names are on there.
I don't care. This is equal. With an action figure, it's different. I'll donate it or give it whatever. But when we're talking about, a beer snake charmer from, Winnipeg Blue Bombers, I'm going to wear that thing.
I may do the same thing. If I win, I may just buy one and order for myself as well. I may do that regardless. I'm just
not a ton of people compared to how many people we would usually get for
but it's
free
not
fig, whatever. But it doesn't matter. It's where we. Yeah. It's fun. It's fun to be able to do this, and
we appreciate you guys that do the retweets every day. The Nick Haddocks, the Bobby D's, that do the retweets.
Sounds like a little Molly Hatchet you got going on there. There's some Ryan Mallett for the Generals, JP.
Yeah?
Yeah. Ryan Mallett playing. He's a good QB, man.
Who do we got?
Who is it? I can't see it. I'm not paying attention. Is it me?
Bobby D.
Yes. That'll be easy. Lori, you get a T-shirt on the way.
Laurie, message one of us with your address. I know I have it somewhere, but address and T-shirt size, please.
Yeah, I might even make it optional because there's a pretty cool fat hat for about the same. So maybe we'll give him a choice. You can take the T-shirt or the hat, whichever he's more comfortable with. The hat's pretty cool. It's flat. It's flat bill.
I don't know if he would wear a flat bill hat.
Sure he would. He'd support that. Probably not.
Bobby D's an old school guy. You're the flat bill hat. You bend your fucking brim up. That's strange.
No, it's not strange. It's
that's strange. That's Montana.
Yeah, it's so I can see.
That's like you know what that is? That's really a punk rock thing, I feel.
It is. It's a punk thing, plus it's always a keep the sun out of my eyes thing.
That's what these are for. Look.
Dude, this Spring League stuff is pretty tight.
That's what these are for. Watch the bag and everything. See? That's what those are for.
I already want some
These are
here.
to keep the sun out of your eyes. See that? You see the bag?
It's a Patriots ball sack bag.
You get the
there
Oakleys.
you go.
I got the Ray-Bans over there. Those will keep the sun out of your eyes.
Do you know that Project Reality is also going at the same time? We're watching the Spring League. Our football season's just fun, man. I'm really looking forward to it.
You know what I wanted? Maybe we should get. We should do something different.
What?
Maybe we reach out to Brian, and we get Pillman Jr. on the XFL podcast, where his father played football for the Bengals.
Yeah, his dad was pretty ruthless as far as a football player too. I came across this morning tonight's that'll be on in about a half hour. Dark Side of the Ring, and it's the Brian Pillman one on YouTube this morning, and I watched that and it was phenomenal. So I'm like all Pillman'd out. Like Pillman was the GOAT to me. Well, if he wouldn't have had
wrestling.
the chance like these kids do in a separate football league, like he would have had in ECW or WCW, he wouldn't have got the shots he got at all, comparatively. So when these
he made
young
his
men,
own shots, he really did. He didn't wait for any opportunity. He took every opportunity.
How do you feel about quarterbacks in general, man? How do you, as far as what is your ideal quarterback? If you were going to build one, if you were in today's game, are you going to have your guy that you guys drafted in New England, a pocket passer, or are you going to have?
It all depends on the line. Like the Patriots have always had a line that was built for a pocket passer. We don't have a line that's built for a runner like Cam.
So I'm glad you answered that, and that's, I guess, why I always struggle with these teams that continually have these high draft picks that take an athletic quarterback with an unathletic offensive line that have an inability or know how to protect a quarterback like that.
But Bill Belichick has already said that Cam Newton is the starting quarterback this year.
As he should be. He should be. There's Cam Newton's an amazing quarterback.
Not on that team, though. He's good.
No.
They're going to get to the playoffs.
Same thing with Cordell Stewart and Tommy Maddox. You had two different quarterbacks and one offensive line.
If you think about it, though, Brady was really a pocket quarterback.
Oh, yeah, I know.
You know, he was he had a great arm, and he could stitch that knee. He could thread the needle.
Arm strength made up for any deficiency that Tom Brady had as I don't know how to if Bledsoe doesn't go down, Brady doesn't get the shot.
I think absolutely. And I think I can admit like Brady's the best still. I just don't want to see him. The reason I don't want to see Brady win is because I want to see the Patriots win.
I just want to see a good game.
I'll joke and say F Brady now, but it's not F Brady. Like I'd be happy for the guy if he won another. Like if the Patriots decided to not have a football team anymore, I'd be sad, but I'd watch Brady.
I don't care if Elvis is like. I don't care if people think that Brady is a crybaby. I don't care if they think he's a cheater. I don't think everybody cheats. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. That's just the way that it goes.
But they think that because he's the best.
Yeah, you have to take the dig at him. You have to find one way to discredit his success, and that's what everybody. He is the best quarterback that I have ever watched manage and take control of a game. And I can say this as a Steelers fan because he did it constantly and consistently I could probably name more games that we got our ass kicked than one, because that was a reality of it. And the games that mattered are the games that the Patriots won and the Steelers lost. And that will always be the way that I remember that matchup until the day that both Brady and Roethlisberger go away and the quarterbacks come in, because that's gone. It's just not going to happen again. It was pretty fun while it lasted, but Brady's the best. I watched Aikman play. You name a quarterback, we probably watched him play at some point in time. If it's from the 80s on, if it's pre-80s, it doesn't matter, because
McMahon, remember McMahon with the head end?
Oh my God.
He wasn't a quarterback though.
And I'm not trying to discredit the game before the age now, but there's no way that the athletes back then can compete with the athletes that there are now. Size, strength, agility, speed.
And knowledge. Like Brady's so here's the thing, is like Brady, people say Brady made Belichick. That's not true. Brady and Belichick made each other. Brady just advanced more than Belichick did, and Brady now is the better mind than Belichick is. Holy shit, did I just say that sentence?
How much, and I don't know how much, I don't know if you know the answer to this question, is it's just me posing it. Man, that was a nice punt. How much offensive coordination or head coaching or quarterback coaching, play calling did or would Tom Brady ever need during a game that he couldn't manage on his own?
So in the beginning, Brady will tell you he didn't do any his first couple of years. His first 2 or 3 years, he only called 1 or 2 plays. And then they started letting him call plays. So that's why I say they really needed.
If you're the coach of a football team and you bring Tom Brady in, what do you got to do? Watch.
Sit back. Like Brady never thought he was going to play. Brady showed up for his first day of practice. And you know what he did? He brought pizza. His first day of practice with the Patriots, he bought pizza for the whole team.
Games are cool. James Larson in Discord says the Aviators' offensive line sucks ass.
It's cool that they're that active through this, though.
Oh, man. This Discord, if you're a football fan and you want to be able to talk about not only NFL football, but you see the Spring League, the XFL, CFL, Euro League is on here. It's fun, man. I try to keep the notifications limited on here, and I don't participate so much in the conversations other than to ask questions that I want to have opinions to, like XFL and the Spring League. Like, what if the Spring League really takes off? Would it become so successful that it was what the XFL could have been? Does the XFL then become a partner to that? Questions like that I want to see these guys that are, kids in college, more than likely. They're doing their finals, they're doing their exams, but they're invested in this because they have buddies that are probably players. So they're riding along and, promoting them and doing their stories, or they're journalist majors. And this is something that they use as an outlet to, write their stories and do what they need to do. But they're active, and it's opinions, and it's just names that I wouldn't otherwise see, that I want to be able to root for and cheer. Like, I'm a homer guy now, man. I'm going to pick a homer. I'm going to pick my favorite guy. Just, like you said, Ricky Williams. If I was to, and he was off the Patriots team, if I was going to pick a guy that I grew up like really wanting to be like or a fan of, it was Steve Largent when I was a kid. Like,
look at this comment from Elvis.
Roger, who Willie? Roy Rogers is the GOAT. Aaron Rodgers is not the GOAT. I'm sorry, man. Aaron Rodgers is an amazing quarterback, but how you conduct yourself has a lot of weight when it comes to
thing. I don't know who he means, because Aaron Rodgers, always has a D in him.
Busting Elvis's balls. Aviators and Alphas. It's the third quarter, buddy, and it's a high scoring affair. It's 7 for the Alphas and 3 for the Aviators. So we've got we've got some pretty good defense or some miserable offense. I'm going to go with the latter. These guys just got together like a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago. They slammed these teams together.
And they're on Fox Sports Net.
And they're on Fox Sports 1 right now. It's amazing to me, man. If some guys did the drive that they have and the willingness to get stuff out there, and how much more money, and this is just me again, you're not going to know the answer, but it's me asking the question, is MLB, NBA, NHL, how much more per player does the NFL player make? I know there's more of them. But even if you were to take like the top five, even if you took like the 5 starting lineup in a basketball team, and you took the top 5, like if you took the 3 wide receivers, quarterback, and running back, like the salary difference in that, I wonder what that is.
Yeah, the top 5 in football make a shitload of money, but other than that, like football's one of the lowest paid sports, professional sports.
And that's
but I think the top 5 right now are really making that, like the Pat Mahomes with the $500 million contract he's got for 27 years. They're really now just starting to make money.
Haskins in the Discord says Aviators suck. Probably going to switch teams. Let's see how the second game tonight goes. That's awesome. That's how you pick a football team. This team sucks. Let's see how the next one is. I'm a Sea Lions fan. I'm just saying it right now, JP. I'm going to be a Spring League Sea Lions fan.
Where are they from?
The Spring League. There's 4 teams in Indianapolis, and there's 4 teams in Houston.
Okay, so it's just like a minor league baseball farm system.
Yes. Yeah, it's what we've talked about last week. We talked about an AA, AAA, like a farm system. So you really, these are guys that don't have any contracts anywhere. You're talking indoor arena, some guys that have been floating around, some NFL guys.
NFL Europe.
Yeah, NFL Europe.
I'm joking. That hasn't been a thing in forever.
It's on. It is on.
NFL Europe?
There is teams. They are active.
Really?
I know, JP, it's a whole new world. It is COVID has opened up a whole new world. There is a global American football system in place.
That's
right.
Josh, I don't know.
You can't get behind it. Well, I can't either. But the cool thing is that people are going to American football games in Europe.
Okay. Yeah, well, I know because the Patriots used to do it. My buddy Paul, rest in peace, like he used to, him and his in-laws, who they all had money. Like Paul had money, his in-laws had money. They used to go over to Europe for the Patriots game. The Patriots would play over there.
I know a guy that ran the PR for the Frankfurt Galaxy that lives here in Billings right now. And he says that football team at its height when NFL Europe was going was bigger than most of the soccer at that time.
Was that right?
Yeah. He said it was nuts. He said we were starting to get the hooligans that would be at the soccer games.
Okay.
As part of the fans for the Galaxy. He said that was a difference maker for us, is when we got the guys that were willing to come there and chant and party and have a good time. That was a difference maker. So I think it could happen. I think it could be successful. I just think it has, like everything in life, it has to be marketed and done correctly. And when you have the Spring League on Fox Sports 1 on a Thursday night when nothing else is on TV and you're a football fan, this is what you're doing.
I'm going to do something for next week.
Yeah?
For the XFLXtreme podcast. I'm going to research, and what I'll probably wind up doing is just looking at the top stats in the XFL and the CFL. I'm going to pick my top 3 picks for who my 3 favorite players are going to be. And I'm also going to try to pick my team.
Okay. So you're stat-based? Are you a stat-based team?
I'm going to be, because I'm going sight unseen.
What I'll do is when we get done tonight on the XFLXtreme here, I'm going to tweet out, I'm going to put out 2 separate tweets. I'll put out the divisions with the 4 teams and their rosters. So you'll have, I actually have them on my phone right now. I have all 8 of them.
I'm not a stat-based guy. Like, I'm an energy guy. Like, I want to watch and see the energy of the team, but not being able to do that, I'm going to base it off of stats for now, and I'm going to see how that changes when I see them. You know what I mean?
I'm a Sea Lions. I'm going to say this for the rest of however long this season is. 2 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks. I'm an Andrew Jamil Sea Lions fan. That's it.
Okay.
That's it. I'm a Sea Lions fan. Their receiving core is pretty good. You'll feel the energy. You'll see the energy. Just look. I'll send you some links so you can look at him. I'm kind of like you. It's energy. Like I want to see a kid like that succeed because he runs the routes that most other people are lazy on.
Now, I don't have much else for tonight. Do you?
No, man. I'm good to go. I'm watching somebody go off. I'm going to go finish watching these games. It's just fun to be able to have the server up here and talk football, man.
Yeah,
it's just fun. I appreciate it, and that's what's fun with this is. It is what it is. It's another fun podcast. We're doing what we do.
Right, and that's all this is going to be is just sort of an extension of the Irish Whip, but it's its own entity at the same time. If you're listening live, you get to catch both. If you're downloading them, you can download the individuals.
Yeah, do us a favor. Go check out the Spring League. Pick a favorite team and let us know who your team is and why. I'm going to send those tweets out and see if I can tag some people. But
so we'll do it why don't we do it for the Spring League? I'll do it for the Spring League.
Yeah, let's do it for the Spring League. Let's do both Spring League and CFL. Let's see if we can actually. Ooh, there's a pick in the end zone. Let's see if we can pick some, not based on So like, wow, it'd be interesting to see, man. I'm excited.
All right, guys, that's all we got for tonight. Thank you. I appreciate
thanks,
every one of you guys.
Yeah, follow us at XFLXtreme, and we'll probably hear us next week.
Yes, you will definitely hear us next week.